Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to Chainsaw Man, chapter 211. But let's talk a little bit about 210. Not much, since I don't really have anything else new to say. Well, just um, tidbit here and there. But I feel like Fujimoto, what the chapter, is saying is pretty clear. And I hope that whenever people are like, oh yeah, America, they're all being sarcastic. Because it's pretty clear that Fujimoto is being pretty critical of the country. But yeah, Yoru, it's interesting that when she declares her victory to Falling, she's doing a peace sign. And that's like another just instance of Yoru stealing something from someone else, like Asa's body, Makima's, just the vibes. I don't know how else to say it, but the way she treats Denji basically, but obviously they're different, but the way she refers to him as a dog, and how she only sees him or saw him as a way to get shallow satisfaction and a way to get to Chainsaw Man. And then here, now she's stealing from Denji because the peace sign is his whole thing. And his and Narita's. So it feels, wrong seeing Yoru time and time again appropriate what is not hers. And still kind of crazy that I'm pretty sure this is the first time a primal devil has ever died. So this is pretty like, it's like game changer in the story. Like it didn't even seem like, it made Yoru tired in any way. Like she was just like turned into clothes, and that was that was enough to make Falling just do that. And Yoru pretty much got a magical girl transformation as she's thinking America, and I did not catch it at first, but it does seem like she's the one who's singing the American national anthem. I do wonder, like considering she did use the devil that is in the Statue of Liberty to fight Pochita. She may love America, but I don't think America would want to work with her. Unless it's like a, like, oh damn, we definitely cannot beat her. Yeah, we're definitely gonna work with her. I think that might happen. And then, yeah, it's sad seeing how passive and just, kind of resigned Asa looks as she asks Yoru, are you really going to do it? Especially since a few chapters ago she seemed so determined and resolved to fight against Yoru. and help others. But I mean, that was before Yoru got this massive power up. Now Yoru has to be like, I don't want to say like the strongest devil, but easily up there now. And that's pretty scary, like something that seemed like, oh, in the future. Now, it's happening very, very soon. In regards to whatever it is that she's planning. Also, I saw some people say that this panel of Yoru in page 12, when she turns around with like the cape, it seems very like Nazi-like or Hitler-like. And I was like, sure, I think that works. Like, Yoru doesn't remember Nazis or what they were, but I'm sure that if she did, she'd love them and definitely try to model herself in their image. And then we have the end of the chapter with I'm not sure, where we are. I'm pretty sure it's like a devil power where Denji, is inside like a pocket dimension that Death created. I mean, it seems like they're in like a dream version of Denji's school. And it does seem to like, it just, not a callback, but it has like, it just reminds me of when him and Retze were in a school back in her arc. So it's like, yeah, damn, how things change. Anyway, last page, she admits to Denji, like, yeah, right, Fami. I was never Fami, actually. Oh my god. Wait, I just saw that. Because I was like, yeah, the translators came up with a wacky localization for the original Japanese being like Shii-chan, which she is death, so Death-chan. And I'm not gonna call her Little D. So I'm gonna alternate between Death and Shii-chan. But yeah. I wonder what she's gonna tell Denji. I mean, we know she wanted Yoru to be strong enough to defeat Death, but is that, like, now I'm like, did she really? Also, I wonder, me being a Naruto is alive coper, is she gonna make a deal with Denji being like, oh, if you do this, if I'm gonna help you, and or you gotta help me in some way, and I'll bring Nayuta back. That's possible, but let's just get into the chapter. Chapter 211. Shii-chan. Yep. Denji looks so tired. Titled War Panties Chainsaw. Alright. Interesting panel here. Denji is taller, but obviously because he's standing, but he's looking straight at her while Shii-chan is looking down and her eyes are obscured. Also, some people noticed that last chapter she didn't have her head tilted like she always does, so that's interesting. Did you bring me here? We carry you together. We? Famine? Yeah, that seems to be her. Denji's looking towards her. Yeah. She's Famine Devil, the real Famine. She's sleeping. Famine Devil. And I'm Death Devil. Here we go. Thus the Dame Shii-chan. Obviously. Shii-chan. Denji, it seems like he's like using all of his mental power to process that. Look at his expression in the last panel of this page. He looks like so done with it and like annoyed, but also like so confused. Are you for real right now? Yeah, like it would be something hard to believe. I'm for real. Oh, okay then? Oh. Yeah, that okay then seems like, you know, something you say when like you haven't really fully understood the implications of something. And then they always end you being like, oh shit! Oh, he remembered. Oh yeah, Asa! What happened to Yoru? Interesting. In the panel he asks. We don't see Shii-chan's reaction at all. Or expression. We just see her, you know, the back of her head. And then the panel right under that is the same thing. Just to zoom into the back of her head. And this happened, I think, also like the chapter we got introduced to her. Well, formally introduced, like chapter 200? No, 189? Something somewhere there. I think it's when she's asked by Famine, like, you know, if you want to die, why not just get yourself eaten by Chainsaw Man? And she doesn't give an answer. Alright then. Keep your secrets. I wonder how she really feels about Asa and Yoru. Oh, okay, it's raining in this pocket dimension. I wonder if it's related to either of their mental states. Oh, I like this panel of Denji looking at Shii-chan as the, you know, the bars of the windows separate them. And the rain is hitting against the windows. That's a really atmospheric sequence of panels. Fear of war surged when nuclear weapons were dropped on the Soviet Union. As a result, War Devil has grown far stronger than I anticipated. Okay, yeah, this was not part of her plans. She did not want this to happen. Oh. Denji looks a little surprised. Oh, she's alive? Where is she? Right, yeah, because he remembers the spear going through Asayuru's head. I don't know. Oh, Shii-chan doesn't know? Okay. Denji still looks a little rattled. But I do know what she's doing. She's killing devil hunters as she gathers a devil army. I'm guessing this panel where she says this is still in the pocket dimension. When she finds you, you'll be turned into a weapon too. A weapon she'll use to erase me. Okay? And Denji... I don't think Denji cares at this point. Like, nothing has changed since the chapter he agreed to be turned into one. That sounds dangerous for us. Wait, so if you're the Death Devil, what will happen if death gets erased? Good question. I expected him to like be like, I don't care if that happens to me. But I feel like just the way that he responded with the okay, I still feel that's his mentality. But at the very least, he acknowledges that that's not good. Living beings will cease to die from any and all phenomena. Old age, illness, fatal injury, you name it. Wouldn't that be like awesome for everybody other than us? Yeah, because, Denji as a hybrid doesn't die anyway, and devils reincarnate. It's a nightmare scenario. Huh. Well, I mean, even if, devils reincarnate, they still, in a way, do die, Naita was not Makima. So yeah, they do die, they just come back as a different person. Whereas with the hybrids, they just, keep going as the same person that they've been. So it makes sense that Shii-chan would understand it more. She does, she is able to feel the fear of being killed. But at the same time, she way more than knows the fear of not being able to die. As we know, she's tried and hasn't been successful with the methods that she's employed. Although she's not willing to use all of them. But yeah, she would know that it's really a nightmare to just live for as long as she has. I mean, a lot of her motivations are because of that, as far as we know. Denji looks surprised as he asks, "Is it? A world without death is War Devil's goal." Oh, is that really her ultimate goal? It has nothing to do with, well, I guess I was gonna say with, defeating Chainsaw Man. But I mean, that was also, due to her fear of, being erased from existence. And if she dies, then she, it's not the same, but she will cease to exist. So that tracks. We see more rain from outside. War Devil's trying to start a never-ending World War II. Oh god. Also, yeah. Shii-chan is calling that World War II. Because in Chainsaw Man, they only know about the Great War. They wouldn't call it World War I because the second one hasn't happened. So Shii-chan remembers World War II, and it's applying that naming scheme to this. Yeah, that's definitely a nightmare scenario. A war that you can't even escape from, even with death. Assuming to the rain. Yo, I just imagine sound effects for the rain. I'm like, oh, as it gets stronger and more loud. Undying humans in all parts of the world, hating and hurting each other for eternity. Yeah, that would be Yoru's ideal dream. We see Denji from outside the windows. Once again, full of rain. We get a closer look to his face. And I like that since the windows are not visible, it looks like the rain is actually enveloping him and actually going inside the room. Now that he's really taking in what Shii-chan is saying. That's War Devil's dream. I said it before she did. Originally, my powers were supposed to activate and wipe out mankind. Right, that was, the whole Nostradamus prophecy. My many efforts to stop that prophecy changed the future. Really now? Because I remember in the chapter, or the chapter after, we found out Shii-chan's true identity. She was like, I'm gonna save mankind by killing them all. So in a way, it is the opposite of what Yoru wants. But instead of like making everyone immortal, is granting them the salvation of death. So I like how the sisters parallel each other in that way. Change the future into an even worse one. Yeah, from her perspective, that's how it looks. I mean, considering it is Yoru who is trying to do this, and now she has the power to actually try and make it happen. That's yeah, that's an understandable way to describe that. Then you just keeps getting more and more surprised. And just, maybe a little bit in shock. Now he looks disgusted, but I'm not sure on what. Hold up, your story's too much of a stretch. Also, I'm supposed to believe you're the Death Devil. Yeah, right. Aren't you just a cringy word girl? Oh no, he doesn't believe her. Oh, brother. She's really a devil, dude. Who? Huh? Also, yeah, the fact he didn't just say, you're not the Death Devil. You're just some random devil. He said you're a cringy word girl. So he doesn't even believe right now that she's a devil at all. Denji, please. Oh my god. What kind of character comeback is this? Mirisugu? That's so random. But also kinda nuts, since he was working for the church. And Shii-chan was technically the, the shadow leader of it. Still though, what? It's some guy I've seen before. Bro doesn't even remember that he was part of the group that burnt his house and his pets. Yo, that's how much Denji's is still suppressing everything that makes him feel pain, huh? At this rate, War Devil's gonna show before Denji's done playing catch up. I was hoping that this pocket dimension, that time didn't pass inside it, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Shii-chan, I bet he'll believe you if you show him your belly. Yeah, actually. That seems like a pretty quick way to do that. Then just like, what? Yeah, I remember the title of the chapter. It had panties on it. So, despite there being like a big hole in her stomach, and even going more up than that, I got a feeling that Denji is gonna focus on her panties. But yeah, she shows him what we already know. There's no organs inside there. We get a big reaction from Denji. Just going, oh. Yep. I knew that's what he was gonna focus on. Get it now, Denji? She's a devil and War Devil will be here soon. If you don't get with the program, we're all screwed. You need to trust us. As we get another angle of Shii-chan's crotch and butt. Another panel. Denji is still staring. Another angle now from, looking up. And now just an angle looking straight. And another one? Did we really need that many? We're already in the last page. I'll trust you, he says, looking at her panties. Well, it's not like something's happened that would be like, oh yeah, Denji would, act differently than this. But, I can still hope. Hopefully someday. But, sure, you can see it as purely comedic. But I just go back to thinking of chapter 166 and Denji having a emotional breakdown over prioritizing his sexual desires over more important things. Now, for now, this might be the right choice, but he's not at all thinking, the motivation is not what you want, but hopefully it'll get there. I mean, it's not, oh shit, Yoru really is doing a really horrible thing, then we gotta stop it. It's once again Denji's desires dragging him along rather than him being able to think properly despite seeing, a woman's uncovered body. And he just sees that and cannot think of anything else. So, yeah, let's hope we bring this up again in the serious manner. I mean, like I said, for now this seems to be the way to go, but at the same time, I don't think, like, just, you know, there are two extremes. Yes, fighting Yoru right now is the way to go, but at the same time, I don't want Denji uh, to go along with Shii-chan's plan all the way. After all, what she wants is to kill everyone on Earth. So at some point, Denji is going to have to make a decision of his own, rather than being led by sexual thoughts. But yeah, I like the conversation between Denji and Shii-chan. I mean, there were some stuff we already knew, but I think like the biggest one is getting to find out what Yoru's actual dream or goal is. And that is a world without death, and specifically start a never-ending World War II. So that's what Asa was trying to tell Denji way back in like the 180s. So yeah, it's even before Shii-chan shows him, you know, her panties and the hole in her stomach, Denji still refuses to believe that's the reality of things. He just says, yeah, your story is too much of a stretch. Now it does seem like Denji just doesn't want to deal with this, so he's trying to pretend like it's not a thing, which, you know, fits with his coping mechanisms. You know, if you don't acknowledge that something happened or something is an issue, then it's not there. But you know, you'd think that something this big that just cannot be ignored would make him try at least to see it, but nope. He's still way too much drowning in his unhealthy habits. And yeah, we got Meaty back, no explanation whatsoever. Like, granted, he did say like, oh, we gotta do this quick. We gotta convince Denji. Otherwise, War Devil is gonna show up. Now, show up where? This pocket dimension? So there's like a, you know, a matter of time. So we don't have time to get an explanation of how he's here. And just him and him alone. You know, like, what happened to... Yeah, we know Bottom was, you know, killed by Denji before Pochita took over at the sushi place. But then, you know, but after that, then what? Honestly, I would have been less surprised to see Bottom. But hey, I do think there's some potential on a relationship between Miri and Denji. Though, yeah, considering Denji doesn't really remember him or what he did, that's a bit of a downer. So that could have made their relationship more complicated. But yeah, I mean, like I said, makes complete sense that Denji already burned that from his memory. Just anything inconvenient and anything that causes him suffering, it didn't happen. And yet he still acknowledges Nayuta. But that's, inevitable. I mean, he was so unprepared to handle seeing her decapitated head that Pochita had to take over. So, yeah. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, Denji is still not ready to face things that make him uncomfortable. We got a taste of it, and when Falling Devil made him see the boy that he killed, that Fire Devil made him acknowledge, and he just completely broke down. So he's once again putting this shell and armor around him because that's what he knows best. So, okay. There's some interesting stuff that, in regards to like potential characterization for Shii-chan. But, right now I feel like there are just hints. I can't really extrapolate much myself, really. I would have to see what other people think. Like, for example, when Denji asks her, like, where, what's happened to Yoru and Asa? And we don't get to see her face when he does that. So it's like, why, Why hide it from us? Would it reveal something for us? Does Shii-chan actually care for them? I mean, I think that she'd wish that things were different and didn't have to go against them, but I don't know. Shii-chan is still such a mystery. Hard to say, like, yeah, she's still a devil, so even if she cared or loved her sisters, she definitely shows it in a very weird way. Like, we still don't know what her thoughts are on Nayuta supposedly dying. I say that because I'm still hoping that death actually like ate her and is now able to use her like she does with famine. Like I was gonna say, I understand why Denji didn't bring her up, but I really hope that Shii-chan and Denji mention Nayuta at the very least. But yeah, okay, so that's gonna be my thoughts on this chapter so far. So if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.